Peace be upon you, dear students. الصف السابع الدرس الخامس. اليوم حنسمع إن شاء الله لمحادثتين وبعدين حنحل أسئلة. So the first dialogue will be about a holiday. Dear students, today you will listen to two dialogues. So the first one will revise the question making, while the second dialogue you will be ready to answer listening comprehension questions. So please listen carefully while I am playing the audio. Now the first dialogue will be about holiday. So before listening to this dialogue, let me explain some of the meaning of the words, the key words in this dialogue. So, and you should learn them by heart with the definitions. Singapore, a country in Southeast Asia, formed of the island of Singapore and other small islands. Asian, belonging to Asia or its people. Destination, the place where someone is going or where something is being sent. Example, we arrived at our destination tired and hungry. MRT, mass rapid transit. So it's the abbreviation of these three words, mass rapid transit. A system of public transportation consisting of trains that typically travel in tunnels below a city. Pack up. If you pack up your things, you put them in a case or bag because you are leaving. Example, they packed up and went home. Item, something that is part of a list or group of things. Tourist attraction, a place of interest where tourists visit typically for its natural or cultural value, historical significance or beauty. Now break, a short period of time when you have a rest or a change from what you are doing, especially if you are working. So again, Singapore, Asian, destination, MRT, pack up, item, tourist attraction, and break. So you will hear these words while I am playing the audio of the first dialogue. And after we hear for general understanding, you need to, and here, this is the conversation, the first one. I'll play the audio for you. You will be ready to revise question making with me after we listen to this dialogue. So are you ready to listen? Yes. Let me play the audio for you.
Where did you go for holiday? Last year, I went to Singapore, a Southeast Asian country.
Yes.
Why did you choose that destination? I love to travel to Asian countries, and Singapore was my best choice because of its beauty and culture. How long did it last? I stayed there for 2 weeks. Who went with you? I traveled to Singapore with my best friends. How did you travel? We flew there, of course. During the time there, we moved mostly by MRT and taxi. What did you pack up? I only brought some necessary items, such as money, clothes, medicine, a map, and a digital camera. What did you do during the holiday? We visited famous tourist attractions like Marina Bay Sands, Merlion Park, Art Science Museum, Singapore Flyers. We also enjoyed local cuisine there. What's the difference between holidays today and 20 years ago? Well, it has changed a lot. People now can afford holidays outside their countries, while 20 years ago, traveling abroad seemed hard. At what time do people in your country usually go on holiday? It depends on what job people have. When they have a break from work, they will find somewhere to travel. Where did you go for holiday?
Yes, listen again now.
Last year, I went to Singapore, a Southeast Asian country. Why did you choose that destination? I love to travel to Asian countries, and Singapore was my best choice because of its beauty and culture. How long did it last? I stayed there for 2 weeks. Who went with you? I traveled to Singapore with my best friends. How did you travel? We flew there, of course. During the time there, we moved mostly by MRT and taxi.
What did you pack up?
I only brought some necessary items, such as money, clothes, medicine, a map, and a digital camera.
What did you do during the holiday?
We visited famous tourist attractions like Marina Bay Sands, Merlion Park, Art Science Museum, Singapore Flyers. We also enjoyed local cuisine there.
What's the difference between holidays today and 20 years ago?
Well, it has changed a lot. People now can afford holidays outside their countries, while 20 years ago, traveling abroad seemed hard.
At what time do people in your country usually go on holiday?
It depends on what job people have. When they have a break from work, they will find somewhere to travel.
Now, dear students, you can repeat the dialogue several times and listen in low speed if you don't understand. Now, let me revise question making with you after we heard this dialogue about a holiday. So, where did you go for holiday? Here the question is in the past simple form. So, don't forget when you want to ask about an action happened at a specific time in the past, namely the past simple, to use did for all questions. So, where did you go? And don't forget to use the second form of the verb in the base form here. So, you know, in the affirmative sentence or in the answer last year, and here we are talking about a specific time, about an action happened at a specific time in the past. So, last year I went to Singapore, a Southeast Asian country. So, here the second form of the verb is used to refer to an action happened in the past. Went, second form of the verb, and namely the past simple tense. In the questions, we use did plus the base form of the verb. So, went is the second form, but when we ask in the past simple tense, we use the first form of the verb or the base form or the zero form. So, where did you go for holiday? Now, the second question is also in the past simple. So, we use did plus the base form of the verb. Why did you choose that destination? Now another question, how long did it last? So another question in the past simple, and the answer will be in the second form. Again, who went with you? Here pay attention, dear students, we don't use the helping verb did because we are asking about the doer of the action. So we don't use did or the base form of the verb. Very important note, when we ask about the doer of the action, here we use the second form in question, especially with who for people and what for neutral or things. So, who went with you? Who went with you? We no longer use did plus the base form. Who went with you? Here we are asking about the doer. So, I traveled to Singapore with my best friends. We are talking or asking about people who went with him. Now, how did you travel? We flew. So, he used the second form of the verb in the answer, but we use did plus the base form in the question. Now another question in the past simple. Here the conversation happened in the past and is specific at a specific time, so we always use the past simple tense. What did you pack up? So again the second form in the answer, brought. I only brought. Now what did you do during the holiday? I visited, I enjoyed. Now, what's the difference? Here we are we are asking a question in the present simple. What is the abbreviation of what is? What is the abbreviation or the contraction form of what is? So, what's the difference between holidays today and 20 years ago? So, here we are asking a question which is related to present and past. So, we use the present simple, what is, or the contraction form, what's. So, well, it has changed. Here, the answer is in the present perfect tense as we learned in lesson 4. Now, at what time do? So pay attention, dear students. Here, the question is in the present simple tense. Pay attention, present simple tense question. And what time do people in your country usually go on holiday? So we are asking about repeated action. Here we use the present simple, habitual action. At what time do people? We use does when we ask using he, she, or it, or singular nouns. But here people is a plural noun, so we use do. At what time do people in your country usually go? We always use the base in the verb in the base form after do, does, and did. Don't forget this note. So, at what time do people in your country usually go on holiday? when they have a break, etc. So we use the first form of the verb. Now we have revised question making and definitely present simple and past simple. And now we are ready to listen for comprehension. Why? Because after you listen to this dialogue, you will have two exercises you can see here. Here in the first one, you fill in the spaces or the box with the words that you hear, and here another exercise that you will be able to answer the question. They are multiple questions. So we have three choices and you need to choose the correct one after you hear. So listen for specific information in order to be able to fill in the spaces in the first exercise, and it is a listening comprehension exercise, and to choose one of the correct answers in the second exercise. And in the next lesson or at the end of this lesson, I may show you the conversation and read it together. So first of all, let me read some keywords for you. So hectic, and I'll give you the meanings in English in order to memorize them by heart, dear students. So hectic, very busy. Major, course of study. Land a job, to secure, win, or get a job. Work your way through school. Work while going to school to support your school, yourself. Now, other vocabulary that you will hear in this dialogue. Pay attention. Neighborhood, drop by, come on in, take a seat, anything to drink, orange juice, not bad, relax, by the way, hotel management, graduate, decide for sure, travel agency, area, college, French, realized, language, computer science, skills, industry, part-time job, support, fortunately, academic, scholarship, pay, tuition, cook, friendly. I repeat them again for you in order to understand the dialogue while I am playing the audio. So again, neighborhood, drop by, come on in, take a seat, anything to drink, orange juice, not bad, relax. By the way, hotel management, graduate, decide for sure, travel agency, area, college, French, realized, language, computer science, skills, industry, a part-time job, support, fortunately, academic, scholarship, pay, tuition, cook, and friendly. Now you are ready to listen to this dialogue. Please listen for specific details.
But school's been really hectic these
I
days.
repeat it from the beginning. Yes, listen please.
Oh, hi Dave. Long time no see.
Hi, Maria. I was in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd drop by.
Come on in.
Thanks.
Take a seat. Would you like anything to drink? I have Sprite or orange juice.
Sprite would be fine. So how have you been?
Not bad. And you?
I'm doing okay. But school's been really hectic these days, and I haven't had time to relax.
By the way, what's your major anyway?
Hotel management.
Well, what do you want to do once you graduate?
I haven't decided for sure, but I think I'd like to work for a hotel or travel agency in this area. How about you?
Well, when I first started college, I wanted to major in French. But I realized I might have a hard time finding a job using the language. So I changed majors to computer science.
Oh.
With the right skills, landing a job in the computer industry shouldn't be as difficult.
So, do you have a part-time job to support yourself through school?
Well, fortunately for me, I received a 4-year academic scholarship that pays for all of my tuition and books.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. How about you? Are you working your way through school?
Yeah, I work 3 times a week at a restaurant near campus.
Oh, what do you do there?
I'm a cook.
How do you like your job?
It's okay. The other workers are friendly, and the pay isn't bad.
Now we'll listen again in order to answer questions in exercise 2. So pay attention. I'll show you the questions, and they are multiple choices of questions. You will be able to answer these questions, to choose the correct one while you are listening. So please listen carefully for the second time. You can use low speed in order to understand what is the dialogue about. So again, we'll hear once more. Yes.
Oh, hi Dave. Long time no see.
Hi, Maria. I was in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd drop by.
Come on in.
Thanks.
Take a seat. Would you like anything to drink? I have Sprite or orange juice.
Sprite would be fine. So how have you been?
Not bad. And you?
I'm doing okay. But school's been really hectic these days, and I haven't had time to relax.
By the way, what's your major anyway?
Hotel management.
Wow, what do you want to do once you graduate?
I haven't decided for sure, but I think I'd like to work for a hotel or travel agency in this area. How about you?
Well, when I first started college, I wanted to major in French. But I realized I might have a hard time finding a job using the language. So I changed majors to computer science.
Oh.
With the right skills, landing a job in the computer industry shouldn't be as difficult.
So, do you have a part-time job to support yourself through school?
Well, fortunately for me, I received a 4-year academic scholarship that pays for all of my tuition and books.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, how about you? Are you working your way through school?
Yeah, I work 3 times a week at a restaurant near campus.
Oh, what do you do there?
I'm a cook.
How do you like your job?
It's okay. The other workers are friendly, and the pay isn't bad.
Thank you, dear students. Now you are ready to answer these 4 questions. So, what does the man want to do after he graduates? Here we have 3 choices. He wants to become a teacher. He hopes to go on to graduate school. He'd like to work at a hotel. The second question, what is the woman majoring in? History, French, computer science. 3, how does the woman pay for college? She has a part-time job. She received a scholarship. Her parents are paying for it. 4, where does the man work part-time? At a bakery, in a library, at a restaurant. 5, what thing did the man not say about his job? His co-workers are friendly, he works long hours, the pay is okay. This is everything for today. Thank you very much, dear students in grade 7 for listening. Goodbye for now.